Hello gamers, how are y'all doing today? My name is Epic, and I'm here today with another video. Today I bring to you a design for a resin farm. Last Wednesday, Mojang introduced a new mechanic with the recently introduced Creaking and Creaking cards, in which attacking a Creaking will cause its linked Creaking card to generate resin clumps around any neighboring pale oak logs around the Creaking heart. As you can guess, this can be farmed. In fact, it can be easily farmed, as shown by players like Squibble. Now to use this farm, you want to stand right around here in the middle of these 4 blocks on this platform right in front of the sweeping chamber, and you want to wait for it to be night, so go ahead and set the time to night, and Creaking will start spawning on the glass platform, and they will freeze in place because you are in view of your camera through this glass. And then, to lure them into the clear, you can either look away for a brief moment and lure them into the sleeping chamber, or you can go ahead and press this button here for any that have spawned on the platform to be flushed by the water. And so they will all start falling down into here. And then what you want to do after they're all in here is to start sweeping at the Creaking, and that will cause resin clumps to generate on all the pale oak logs. The observers will detect the generation of that and move the pale oak wall. And so it will cause all of these to fall down, and then you would swipe every 5 seconds because there's a cooldown of 5 seconds on these. And then every time you swipe that, it will generate more resin, and it will get washed by all this water down through the stream, down under here, and it will get sucked in by these hoppers, and then it gets put into the crafters, and you get your output chest right here with resin blocks. This is an optional thing if you want to. You can just have a chest just here, but if you want to compact as much as possible, you can use a crafter system with this chest. To start off with this farm, you want to find a place to build it, ideally in a place where Creakings won't be able to spawn in the surrounding areas, so high in the air or in an ocean. It would also be ideal to build this during the day so that Creakings can't interrupt you while you're working on this project, so it would also be a good idea to bring a bed with you while working on this. These are the materials needed to build the farm. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. You can use any kind of materials for all of the building blocks that you see here, and you can use any type of glass. But be sure to use pale oak logs since you need these to generate the resin as well as activate all the Creaking hearts. If you don't have enough Creaking hearts when you explore a pale garden, you can go ahead and manually farm some more resin to craft the rest of these. And the rails can be either activated or powered. Once you have found a location for the farm and gathered all the materials, you can start off by placing 2 building blocks like this. On top of these building blocks, you can go ahead and place down 2 crafters, and in front of the crafters you can place in a double chest. This is where your farm output would be, as I said before, the crafters are optional, but this is good for compacting your output, so that you can store more in your storage. Optionally, if you want to, you can go ahead and extend this farther down if you want to extend your storage space. Behind the crafters, you go ahead and place your double speed hoppers like this. And then coming off from this block, go ahead and come out one and place on a note block. Off the note block, you go ahead and place an observer facing into the note block. Place a block on top with the slabs that prevents Creaking spawning. And then on top of the observer, place on a comparator. Coming out of the observer, place on another block like this. And then come out one more to place down your crafter. Toggle all of the slots in the crafter so that they're all disabled. And then on top of this block, place on a comparator that's facing into this comparator. Do the same thing on the other side, so come out one with the note block. Place on an observer, facing the note block. Place a block here with a slab on top. Comparator. Coming out one from here, place on a block. Come out one more for the crafter. Toggle all the crafter slots. And then place down a comparator like this. From here, you can go ahead and place down your platform in front of the chest so that you can easily access the goods when you come down from the sleeping farm. And then place down your blocks here to place down your stairs. And then build out your platform, your sweeping platform on top of the hoppers. And then on top of these slabs right here, this is where you'll be standing when you swipe at your Creakings. Next, you'll want to build 2 layers of blocks around your sweeping chamber. So 2 layers of blocks like this, and go up on here. And on top of these 2 layers of blocks, you want to place down 2 layers of glass. And then from here, you'll want to go out in a diagonal 6 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then aligned with the hole over there, place on your dispenser, and insert a water bucket. From here, go ahead and fill in the platform of glass, like this. And then do the same here on the other side, so go out 6 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And from here, place on your dispenser and add the water bucket. Place down the rest of your glass to fill in the glass platform. And then here, add an additional 4 blocks in front of the drop chute. From here, then you want to place down 3 layers of glass up here in the front, like so. And then on top of here, to prevent creakings from spawning up here, place down slabs. After that, you want to build a frame around the platform like this, so around the back, and then the side. Along the front 3 blocks of the sides of the frame, place down slabs like this. And then from here, this is where you'll build up your back wall, so place down blocks like this across the 3. The back wall is pale oak logs, like this. And then place down your 3 blocks onto the side. And you'll build up this wall to a height of 6 blocks. After you've built up your walls, you want to go over to the side walls over here and place slabs on top. And then over each of the pale oak logs, place down downward facing pistons. Over every single one of these. And then next to the pistons, want to place observers that are facing down into the areas where the resin will generate. So this is where they will generate, and these will detect these. And on top of the observers, place down blocks like this. And then place down redstone wire over all of the pistons. And then to prevent creakings from spawning up here, place slabs over the blocks and the redstone wire. And from back here, this is where you want to start placing down your creaking hearts. So start off by placing a pale oak log down here, right off the side of this pale oak log right here, and make sure it's aligned with the y-axis, so that way it aligns up with the creaking hearts. And you want to stagger these like so. So you go place 1 log up and 1 log down, and then 1 log up and 1 down. And on top of these pale oak logs, this is where you'll place all your creaking hearts, and make sure they're aligned properly with the pale oak log, so that way they will activate whenever they align like so. Off the back here. And you want to build this up until you reach the creaking hearts reaches the top row of pale oak logs. Once you've placed the creaking hearts up to the last layer of pale oak logs, you want to cap off the backs here with pale oak logs to activate these last creaking hearts. And then to top off this to prevent creaking spawning, place slabs on top of these last pale oak logs. And it should look like this when you're done with this back wall. And now for the bottom of the farm, go underneath the area where the pale oak log wall is, and from here, place down a row of upwards facing pistons. Be sure to leave a 1 block gap here, since the wall will be pushed down from above and these pistons will push it back up. So here along the entire distance of the platform, place down these upwards pistons. So from dispenser to dispenser, and then along the side of all these pistons, place down a row of blocks like this, except for the last piston over here, where you'll drop it down by 1, and then here you'll place down 2 additional blocks, 1 down here and 1 over here. Pointing into this block, place down an observer, and this observer will be facing to a wall up above like this. Now place down your redstone wire along all of these back blocks. Now go onto down here, and then place a button underneath this piston to redirect this redstone wire, and then place down your 10 blocks like this, right underneath where the dispensers are. Place down your powered or activator rails on top of the blocks. And then here you can place an observer at the ends facing into the dispensers. And then to finish off the farm, place down your piston against this wall with an observer to trigger this rails, and then place your button down here to finish it off. So now this will activate all of the water, and now your farm is done. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe. That's it from me. Goodbye, gamers.